So today, NVIDIA and Intel announced their mobile hardware. Intel announced their 13th generation chips, and at the top of their lineup is that 13980HX. This is a monster of a chip. So it's got double the efficiency cores of their previous generation. So it's got now 8 performance cores and 16 efficiency cores for a total of 24. And I have some devices here with that crazy beast of a chip. And from my testing, like the numbers are absurd, like a legit 30 to 35% faster than the top of the line 12th gen stuff from last year, which was already crazy fast, and it can sustain that performance. Like in all the devices I tested this stuff on, as long as it's cooled properly, it can maintain crazy high clock speeds on all those cores. It's very impressive stuff. Now, I will say that I've only been able to test the top end chips, and from what I can garner from their announcement, it's only that top of the line stuff that you're seeing big gains like this. Their regular H chips, like the kind of regular high performance chips, don't seem to have massive gains over the 12th gen stuff. But it's a completely different story when it comes to graphics. So NVIDIA's 40 series mobile GPUs look amazing. They announced a whole stack of GPUs. So they have the 4080 and 4090 at the top end for what they're calling their flagship laptops. Those start at around $2,000. And then the 4050, the 4060, and 4070 for their regular high performance laptops. For us plebs that just aren't flagship enough. But all jokes aside, I think that entry level to mid-tier GPU is where I think the 40 series GPUs shine. So first, energy efficiency. So NVIDIA is claiming that the 40 series has 3 times the power efficiency over the 30 series. They had this chart where there's a 120 watt RTX 3070, and they're supposedly now able to match or beat that performance on a 40 series GPU using just 40 watts? Like that is some massive gains in power efficiency. Almost unbelievable, if I'm being honest. Now, they don't say which chip they're using to do that. I would assume it's one of their top tier chips that they're power limiting just to showcase what you can achieve in terms of efficiency. But regardless, it's just very impressive to see that kind of performance with that few watts. Like they had some vague charts that show loosely the kind of performance that you might get going to the 40 series. But I think the biggest thing is just like when you have big gains in power efficiency, it opens up the door to everything, right? When you have something that's, you don't need as much wattage pumping into it on a laptop, you don't have to have as heavy coolers. You don't have to have as thick of a device. You don't have to have as loud of a fan. Your battery life lasts longer. The whole device is cheaper. Like everything's just better when you have more power efficient GPUs. Now, I want to move this conversation over to DLSS. So DLSS is NVIDIA's name for their neural graphics technology. The big thing is that DLSS 3 has something called frame generation. It's the ability to create frames in between existing frames, all through AI. And it's only available on 40 series GPUs. I mean, who knows if there's some kind of like artificial gatekeeping going on from NVIDIA, but right now it's only available on their new stuff. And this is an absolute game changer for laptops because games that support this can literally double their frame rate. And when I've tested it on their desktop cards, like the 40 series desktop cards, it is so impressive as to how well it works. So yeah, to see it come into this space, I'm all for it. Okay, so in terms of actual devices that are coming out with this combination of hardware, so Razer has their Blade 16 and 18 that look to be coming out real soon. Finally looks like they have a 16:10 aspect ratio screen on their devices, and same with Alienware. They also finally have 16:10 aspect ratio screens on their X16, the M16, and M18. Those look pretty neat. It is kind of weird to me how long Alienware and Razer held off on those like taller screens. It was like 2 years that they just ignored the technology. MSI has some really cool stuff. I'm gonna be showing their goods in a video pretty soon. Asus has some cool stuff. I'm not sure exactly when the embargoes and stuff are. I gotta look into it, but a lot of stuff coming down the pipe over the next few days. Okay,